Hey guys, hope everybody is having a beautiful day. I just figured I will come and share a little bit of the studying and conversations that I've been having with the Lord. So I just finished up taking a nice little walk. It's such a beautiful day out here today. So I figured let me just sit down and do some studying. Plus, I feel like the Lord had some things He wanted to deal with me about that I've still been doing that probably is not that pleasing into him, which is always hard for me to sit and listen to him when it comes to the scolding part. But I know I need to hear it, and I know it's a part of what I signed up for. I prayed to him about being one with him, about just being able to soak up all his wisdom, get all the spiritual gifts and the peace and the protection. So when I'm doing wrong, of course, the chastisement is a part of it. So I have to sit down and I have to listen. And he was just really getting on me about how there are different levels to this, and I'm aware of this. I spoke about this before. So when you're on the level that he has asked you and held you responsible for being an example and being able to share his word, the gospel, and walking in the image of his son, you're held to a very high standard. God listens to us, he protects us, he has mercy on us. He shows us grace and a lot of patience. So we have to be able to sit down, read his word so we can understand how he communicates and what he expects of us. When he puts you up the ladder where he's holding you responsible for helping bring souls back to his kingdom, he expects a lot of you, and he expects you to be obedient, and he expects you to read and follow his word. So he was just telling me, you know, he knows my heart. He knows that far as the kind of human being that I am, how I go about treating other people, that I'm good on that aspect. He's very pleased with me how I show up in the world and my feelings towards my fellow man. It's when I choose to want to still dibble and dabble in the world and think that I can still do things that everybody else is doing is where the problem lies. Because much as I know this is a very serious thing when you choose this walk, if you're praying to the Father and you're telling him you want to be a vessel that he can use, then he's expecting you to take that serious. He has a word and order and instructions that he would like for you to follow if that's the road you're going to choose to take. Because sitting here reading the Bible, you notice how he called so many different people to try to help us and save us and be an example to us. But somehow they They sinned because we're sinners. But he had favor on his people that were walking with him and that were trying to do his works. We're trying to save and deliver his people. One of my favorites is, I think this is Exodus, how Moses was really close with the Father. Like, they spoke, they were friends. And he listened to Moses. Like the time when Moses was leading the children of Israel out of Egypt, and they just was being so disobedient. Like, one minute they're pleased with the Father, the next minute they're upset, moaning about something. So they had got God so upset that he just wanted to destroy them. So here's what Moses said. I think it's Exodus 11 through like 13. And Moses besought the Lord his God and said, Lord, why dost thou wrath hot against the people thou hast brought forth out of the land of Israel with great power and with a mighty hand? Therefore should the Egyptians speak and say, his mischief did he bring them out to slay them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth. Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of thy evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swear by him own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, they shall inherit it forever. So, and it says, and the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people, because Moses had favor with him. He listened to Moses. Just like when he say 2 or 3 are gathered in the midst, he is there. When he favors you and he loves you, he will stop destruction that he's about to bring forth on a whole group of people just to save you. How he sent the angels to free them out of Sodom and Gomorrah when he was about to destroy that place. But he had favor and he loved the people that he sent the angels to save them out. Don't get me all mixed up. I'm trying to get it together here. But what I'm trying to say is that when he favors you, he listens to you. He calls you a friend. He hears you out. So I get so down, like, I don't want to disappoint you, Lord. So I'm really sorry, and I pray you give me the strength as I just turned a new age to just cut ties once and for all with anything that is not pleasing unto you, because I will never want to lose that favor that I have with him, that I know that I have with him. And it's not about him blessing me with everything that everybody else have. We have to understand we're walking and trying to be an example of Christ. Christ didn't have anything. He traveled from place to place. He did not take anything. So that's what I mean about levels to these things. I mean, there are people that he preaches, he calls to have things and be an example that way. But there is a higher level of those that's just going to struggle and go through it and not have a bunch of materialistic things, because that's the favor of like Christ. He went about his life not taking anything with him. And it's my fault, because I actually knew what I was praying to him for, but I don't think I really sat and really thought about what it was that I was praying for. People don't understand. I'm not praying for things. I am praying for the level of spirituality and being an example of the Son, because that's what his words say. We're supposed to be an example of the Son. So whatever he puts on our heart to talk about, he gives us all different things, different topics, whatever it is that we're asking him for. That's the level of things that he's going to help us and bless us with. I guess I can be like everybody else and just be like, Father, I want this, I want that, I want to pray for this, so I'm going to go and work hard. But no, I just want to do what he wants me to do. And it really took for me to sit down and realize that that's what I was doing. So how can I cry and whine about not having this, not having that, when I'm really asking him to be on me like he was on Christ? I want a Christ-like walk. So I'm going to have to realize that a lot of people is not going to understand that. So I'm probably going to be alone a lot of the time. And now that I just turned a new age, it's just dawned on me even more. Like, you can't keep doing stuff that you know that the Father does not approve of you doing. And you want these blessings and spiritual gifts that you're asking him for, then you have to do like you're supposed to do. And reading this, it's just like, oh no. What have I been doing, Lord? Like, please forgive me. And he always does. He knows my heart. He knows it's hard living in this world where you got so much stuff to just keep you focused on all the wrong things that really just does not matter. And it's not like I'm trying to tell people like it's wrong to have these things. He will give us the desires of our heart, you know? And I've never been a person that desired things all the time. Like, I was just always content and happy with what I had, because growing up, it's not like I had parents that just always had. They was always out in the streets doing things they ain't have no business doing. So whoever raised us, it was just like, you don't want to put that pressure on them. They didn't bring you into this world. If anything, they're doing you a favor by taking you in, so you want to be grateful for whatever it is that they're providing you with. So that's how I always was. And even growing up into adulthood, it was just like, I don't value the stuff. It's like I don't take care of stuff. I buy stuff, I lose it, or I'm messing it up. I'm not like, it's just thrown everywhere. It's just not like how people just value their things. Like, of course, I was always clean and neat and tidy before, as just like putting my stuff on a pedestal while I'm just doing whatever just to keep it, to maintain it. It's just like, it's just stuff. And that's my attitude. Even with the last place that I had, I could still be there. I could still be in my apartment. I could still have my stuff. But when I'm tired of stuff, I don't care about letting it go. That's just my attitude. So people could say, well, you got to grow out of that, and how are you ever going to have anything? That's for me and God to know. That's not for nobody else to worry about. But I'm coming to the conclusion that the Father is ready to amp up these spiritual gifts now. He's ready for me to really go forth with spreading the word the right way. When I started these videos, I did not want to have to come over here and be desirable for people to look at, for them to hear me out. I just want to spread the word. I just want to let people know the truth about God and Christ and the Holy Ghost and the kingdom of God. But it's like, you gotta come on here with the theatrics. You gotta come on here with super made up or just desirable for people to listen to you. But God said, don't worry about that stuff. Because people going to be lovers of themselves in these last days, and they're not going to be a lover of him or his word. And it's going to come a time where we won't have it. They're going to try to take that away from us too. That's why us new generations, we're supposed to have his word already in our heart. We're supposed to know it. That's why we have to study it, because what if they take it away? You have to know it already. You have to know what it says. And it's crazy that my birthday just passed, and it's just like it's all clicked now. Like, that's enough. You have to get serious. The things that you know are not pleasing unto me, I need you to cut ties with them once and for all, because it's not holding you hostage. You're not bound to it. You let go of things at the drop of a dime. And I do. So I had to sit down and question myself. What is causing you to hold on to these things? What's going on with you inside? What sin are you partaking in, or want to be around people that you don't have no business being around or entertaining, that's causing this division between God and his word? Because that's what it is. You're not yourself, because sin is separating you from me and my word. So you're not going to feel yourself. You're not going to feel yourself because you're for me. So when you're drifting away from me, this is going to cause you not to feel yourself. And it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling for a person like me to drift away from God. It doesn't feel good at all. I physically feel sick. So what I was asking him is, should I just take some time off to just study, like get my head right, to really, really study and go back to the basics of who I am in him. Not get lost in drama or explaining myself or proving myself to others, but just take some time off from the world to get back to me, the strong, bold, confident woman that I am in him through Christ, because I am like a raging fireball for him. I am. I can sit and read this word all day long, and somehow I let things and people come in between that. And although I don't get miserable, but I could start to not feel like myself, and that is why. So I guess to somebody today, a child of God, pay attention to what it is that you're praying and you're asking the Father for. If you want to be a big example and impact on the world, and really do want to help him, want to be a help to him, save people. Because out of all these billions of people that's in the world, a lot of people are not going to heaven. It's amazing. Like, a lot of people are not going to heaven at all. And Christ was here to save them. And when he left, we were supposed to keep that work going. So we have to find a way to detach ourselves from the ways of this world and be all right with being different and set apart, if that's what you want. It's all about making up your mind. God gives us free will. He's not going to decide for us. We have to decide what it is that we're asking from him and what it is that we want. Do we believe that life goes on at the end when our spirits leave these bodies? Do we believe that we have a maker, a spirit above it all that created everything, that he assigned somebody special to him to judge us at the end of this life, because he earned that right to judge us, because he came here and gave his life to save us? So it's only right that he gets the right to judge us. We have to believe that. But most importantly, we just have to make up our minds, because some of us want to claim the love of him, but we want to deny the power there is. And the fact of the matter is, he's not going to go back on what he says in his word. We have to truly change, and we have to truly be okay with being set apart and different. We just have to come to the understanding that if we're going to ask him to be an example and a vessel that he uses to save people, we can't be like them. We have to be different. And hard as it is, because like I said, we didn't just develop these habits overnight. You've been doing things years and years and years. So it's going to take time, but you have to put forth the effort and work on it every day. And this is something that very much applies to me so much, because much as I would ask God for forgiveness or anything that I would do wrong, at the end of every day, sometimes a minute or so after I've done it, He's gonna expect us to stop doing it now. After some point, you're just abusing the mercy and grace. When are you going to actually turn away from these things that you know are wrong? If you claim you love me like you do, then you would choose. And I choose him. So the things that I desire, people even that I desire, I have to let it go. And maybe I do need a few days, who knows how many days, to just sit and really heal myself, seriously heal myself. Not to say I'm healed, but seriously heal myself. So I just hope this little conversation just helps somebody to just stop and think. Make yourself really make a decision. Am I really going to choose the Creator? Can I really sit down and read His Word and see what it is that He's really expecting of us? Could I really walk in the ways of His Son? Could I really not care about what it is that everybody else is going to think and say about me when I'm choosing to walk with God? Because His Word already says that we won't be liked, we won't be understood once we choose this walk, because it's not something that's easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. No sin is easy. That's why it's more people. The road to heaven is narrow. It's not broad. Because a lot of people is not going to make it there. And like I said, I know God calls me a friend. That's my Father. Christ is my brother. He is my example. He is my mentor. He is my way to the Father. I can't lose that. I can't afford to lose that. If you're out here making crazy mistakes, you don't have that protection, anything could happen to me. I can't chance that. So much as it's going to hurt. God said the people that suffer and the people that go through it the most, He's close to those people. You can't please Him without trials and tribulations. What could perfect people do for Him? So He expects you to eventually grow perfect in Him, far as your ways, your heart. But He's not expecting you to have a perfect life. But He does expect you to, your inside, to be right in accordance with His Word. So I just pray today somebody gets something out of this message. It was a little long for me anyway. But I'm going to try to start being able to speak a little more longer in depth. The more I read, the more I study. I may have to read what I write, because that's better for me. I write so much. It's like books. So maybe if I read what I write, I could go longer. Because trying to just come up with this stuff off the top of your head is something that I'm going to have to practice on. It's hard for me. But I love you guys. And I pray for everybody. I hope everybody's praying for me. Just remember that Christ came here for us. God already knew the people that would choose him. We're for him. We're his people. We're his chosen people. If you believe in Christ, you're his chosen people. Israel was the true chosen people. They were supposed to come here and teach the world about the Father and be an example of the type of people we were supposed to be. But they dropped the ball. But God sent more. And he sent his son, the ultimate sacrifice that we needed to be able to dwell with him, talk to him, be with him, have a chance to dwell in heaven and on a new earth with him. And I just pray a lot more people just wake up and come to the realization that he's real, his son is real, the heavens above us is real, the hell beneath us is real. It's all spiritual. Your body is running off of spirit. That's why once you're dead, you're dead. There's no coming back. Once he decides to take that spirit away for good, and that he says that's it, no more coming back to this body, then that's it. There's nothing you can do to bring it back. So I just pray we just sit down and we think, we choose what it is that we really, really want, really what we ask of him. Because this world is headed for a lot of destruction. It is. And Ephesians 2:14 say, for he is our peace, who has bought one and have broken down the middle wall of partition between us. So no matter what this world goes through, if you have Christ, you can find peace in any situation. People will get upset with that. I could be fine with not having nothing. I could be fine with just sitting here looking at this view. Look at this all sky. Just talking to the Father. Not really worried about nothing. People will get upset with that. I don't care about what everybody else has. If that's the case, I will take care and hold on to the things that I've had. I'm always happy for everybody else. Do what makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting others. And our prayer is in the will of the Father, so you have a chance with him at the end of this life. But that's not for me to judge. All right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. And I pray everybody has a beautiful, blessed day. Okay, guys.